Hello everybody, welcome back to 366 Days of Hope. My name is Pearl and I'm here to share our next topic, which is vitamin E. Now we've talked a lot about all the different vitamins and them being fat soluble, but the vitamin E is actually really unique because vitamin E, although being fat soluble, cannot be reproduced in the body. It can only be obtained from your diet. On top of that, it actually acts as an antioxidant in the body, which is great because it actually helps support your immune system. So now we'll get right into the benefits. So the benefits again is that it does help support the immune system. It helps with the skin, it helps with the hair. It also helps with vision and heart health. It also supports the protection of oxidative stress on your red blood cells, meaning that if, say, you're exercising a lot, and as we know, your red blood cells go through a lot of damage, and so they'll eventually break down. But what vitamin E does is it helps actually protect the red blood cells from breaking down, which is able to carry more oxygen to the body. And so that's another benefit, is that it helps produce more red blood cells, which means more oxygen is being taken to the rest of the body, which is very important because our body functions on energy and oxygen. Lastly, it helps reduce blood pressure, which is important for the kidney function. Now let's talk about the deficiencies. One of the unique things about vitamin E is that it is really uncommon, if not rare, for someone to have vitamin E deficiency per se. In fact, why people become, quote, deficient in vitamin E is really more of a pre-existing condition that they may have that causes them to not be able to absorb vitamin E. It could be due to a whole host of gastrointestinal issues. It could also be a metabolic problem as well. So we'll discuss more about that when we discuss like what prevents vitamin E absorption. So some of the symptoms that someone may experience if they are having a deficiency per se is they'll have like maybe difficulty walking, might have some coordination issues, they'll experience some muscle weakness, and possibly like visual impairments as well. So now let's talk about what happens if you have an excess of vitamin E. So you'd experience risk of bleeding. You may also experience nausea, diarrhea, fatigue, headaches, are just to name a few. Now let's talk about what prohibits the body from absorbing vitamin E. As stated earlier, if you have any pre-existing conditions like gastrointestinal problems, those are what can cause you from uptaking vitamin E. So for example, Crohn's disease, cystic fibrosis, short bowel syndrome is another one, and that could be due to a surgical procedure, or if you've got also like bile production issues, can also cause issues with you being able to uptake vitamin E, since those are all interconnected. Now let's talk about what is needed to absorb vitamin E. Now, just like many of the fat soluble foods, it comes from fat. Okay, so this means you could get this from fatty foods such as wheat germ oil, hazelnut oil, sunflower oil, almond oil. Those are some of the great components that you can put into your diet to be able to help absorb vitamin E. Obviously, our skin is one of the largest organs that we have, so you can also put it on topically to absorb into your skin as well. Now let's talk about what are the top 3 vitamin E foods. That would be almonds, sunflower seeds, and pine nuts. Well, I hope that gives you guys a clarity on how vitamin E functions in the body and its benefits. And I hope that it blesses you. May you live, thrive, and be healthy. Take care, guys. Bye.